Hi, Melanie Grant here. Just want to go over the proposal and some of the revisions I made to the design. All right, so in this area where I used to have the mouse, I have on either side of the steps, I want to create a little bit more height and differentiate that slightly from the other boxwood. So you'll notice I have two slightly bigger boxwoods on either side of the steps, and then I have three smaller ones, so one where the mouse is now and the other two which I already show on the plan. Alright, and then liriope growing in between them. It's an evergreen ground cover, flowers in August and has berries in September. Alright, so that was the concept for that area. This area, you might decide you want to add more green velvet boxwood. I didn't put that in your proposal. But if you want to have this whole area tied together, that might be a nice look. So you might consider doing that as part of the project. Then I kept the lilac. I have one shrub form paniculata hydrangea. Kept the green velvet boxwood. I think that's fine. Okay, kept the other lilac for symmetry on both sides. This was the area if you were out there during the day, you'll notice the sun is tucked behind these shade trees. You don't get a lot of sun in here. They had suggested Steed's holly. I think a better option would be using the Taxus media hicksy. Okay, if you'd like, you could go look at 2 grouse path in Westport. We just installed them around her pool as a hedge to kind of block the fence. Alright, and it makes a really nice hedge right off the bat. I'll send you pictures as well via email so you could take a look at what those look like. Okay, but that I think is a better option because the Steed's holly, just not enough sun there. Now you have to understand that down here in this very end where it's really shady, anything you plant is not going to grow as dense as where you're getting a little bit more sun. So just something to be aware of. Okay, so I have the 3 dogwood trees, 1, 2, 3. Included within your proposal. Then I've got endless summer macrophylla hydrangea. I gave you a few different options for this area, so I think I gave you 3 options. I kept the one other shrub paniculata limelight hydrangea here, and then I'm sorry, these are the 3 macrophyllas. Again, I gave you options for that, but then I also gave you options right here on the design. Shows winter gem boxwood. And I gave you other options because winter gem is not a super hardy boxwood for the Northeast. It's grown down in like Tennessee, and we got away from planting those a few years ago just because they're not super hardy in the Northeast. So I gave you options for that. Okay. In the back, I give you a few options for different trees because, as we mentioned, the paperbark maple, which is a Ceragriseum, is going to grow too big for that area. And then I thought, you know what, if you're trying to keep this simple and clean, maybe you just do 2 boxwoods here versus a Dragon Lady holly. That's going to save you some money. Take out the ferns, put in a stilby. Those give you more interest, give you a nice flower. And then take out the Hamelis virginiana and install oak leaf hydrangea, which also does well in the shade. You might decide to put some perennials in there as well to fill the area. And I'm not sure whether you'd want us to put in the edging or whether the builder is responsible to put the edging because they put the driveway in. So that's outside of your quote right now, but I could always add it in if you would like. Okay. So let's see here. To talk about the irrigation, you're going to watch the other video which explains the lawn. Okay. But to talk about the irrigation, there's different components and different applications. So a rotary head will usually spray 30 to 35 feet, and that's going to cover your big expansive lawn area. So that's like everything in this area. I'm going to send you a diagram too. So everything on my diagram, let's just see if I have it up yet, right here. Everything in blue would be rotary heads. Okay. So that these are the bigger areas that you can end up shooting longer distances. Okay. The red is mist heads. Because what you can't have is you can't have rotary heads in here shooting over into the plants because you'll kill all the plants. Plants have different water requirements than lawn, so hence you always have to keep the water separate. So if you wanted to irrigate this side of the property, this right side of the property, it's roughly 18 to 22 mist heads to cover that area, spaced roughly 4 to 5 feet apart. All right. Or you might say, you know what, this area is not as important to me, and maybe you don't irrigate it. That would save you almost, $1,500 approximately. Okay. I think it's important because you pull it on the driveway, it's very visible. But I just wanted to point that out because other irrigation companies might just quote you out for rotary heads, but that's the wrong thing to do because you'll kill all the plants. All right. The yellow represents the drip line. So you've got the arborvitaes over here, a couple viburnum, and what else did I put in there? There's a couple viburnum. Oh, and I had Fothergilla in there as well, and a couple green giant arborvitaes. So that's one mist head zone, and then one drip line zone, and this is the other drip line zone. And this drip line zone in the future, you're going to be able to water all the plants around your new patio in the future off this drip line zone. Okay, so that's the concept. But before we give you an absolute final quote on the irrigation, you have to send a technician. So if it's something you're interested in, then let us know, and if you're interested in doing the job, then we'd have happy to send our guy out there just to make sure we have access in the basement for connecting to the water line and also checking the water pressure. So that's it. I mean, as far as the proposal goes, you're going to notice that I broke it all down into sections. So there's subtotals underneath each section. I listed all the changes, options. I upgraded a lot of the sizes. So I was able to upgrade the sizes, which are typically like a 30 to 40% more expensive plant. I'm selling to you at the same cost as the smaller plant. So that's really going to be my advantage on this job, is the quality of the material I can get, and because I buy it in bulk and because I source it different, I buy it directly from growers versus the other local guys are buying it from wholesalers, I'm able to get a better price and pass that savings on to you. Okay. But you'll notice I put a lot of notes in here. With the lawn, I broke it down into several different sections. One area where the soil is super, super compact, you got to use a rototiller. Other area, like for example the right side of the driveway, that's not compact but still needs to be all the vegetation killed, core aerated and seeded, and top dressed with leaf compost. And then the last area, which is the remainder of the lawn, that doesn't necessarily need a full-blown lawn renovation, but definitely needs a core aerating and seeding. So I put that in there as well. All right, and then obviously the irrigation. So I appreciate the opportunity. I would recommend going to take a look at any of the projects that we've done. I'll put you in touch on the email with a couple big projects that we've done this year and last year, and you could ask them what they think about us and take it from there. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.